welcome aboard to this episode of the We Are Reading One Piece podcast. This is a podcast dedicated to following the entire story of One Piece from beginning to end as we focus on each volume. We keep the discussion spoiler-free for new fans of the series, so this is the perfect place to follow along, whether you're new to the series or just want to revisit the world of One Piece with us. This week, we will be covering the first part of Volume 74, Ever at Your Side, which covers chapters 732 through 737. My name is Joel, and I'll be your host. Joining me today, we have Evan.
Sup?
And we have Cody.
Let's go.
And today happens to be Cody's birthday. So happy birthday, Cody.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Cody.
birthday, Barto. Happy birthday, Law. Happy birthday, Shigi. I won the birthday lottery.
You really
Sorry,
did.
everybody. I really did.
You really did.
Do you
Yeah,
guys
so
know
what
if
is-
you share with anybody?
Evan's we looked up.
Yeah, I remember we looked up mine, but I don't remember. None as memorable as yours. I mean, Law, come on.
I mean, that's my guy.
Not fair.
That's my guy.
Not fair.
Blame the
Yeah,
random
so-
fan who made a number one.
Yeah, when this episode comes out, like your birthday is gonna be well past. So this will at least like this will show like how far behind we are with getting these episodes out. But yeah, if people listen to previous episodes, they would have already known your birthday based on you mentioning that this how you share it with Barto as well. So
It has. Yes. For those eagle-eared listeners, you knew this was coming.
yeah, so we're gonna be celebrating your birthday with an episode of the podcast. We can talk about One Piece, so hopefully it's a good one.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Let's do it.
All right, so let's get a recap for what was going on. So since we're starting a new volume, I'll just start with the recap in the volume itself. The crew happens across Trafalgar Law on the island of Punk Hazard, run by Caesar Clown. At his suggestion, they form a new pirate alliance that seeks to take down one of the four emperors. In order to draw Doflamingo's attention, they first capture Caesar and infiltrate Dressrosa, which is governed by Doflamingo. Things start off according to plan, but Law is abducted after falling into a trap set by Doflamingo. The rest of the crew meets a toy soldier who informs them of the nation's hidden darkness. Furious at Doflamingo's evil machinations, they decide to help the little Tontadas in their fight for freedom. Luffy prepares to leave the Colosseum to help rescue Law when he comes across a very unexpected phase.
Who could it be?
You have
No idea,
nothing
because we
going.
haven't seen. We have no clues, nothing to go off of, nothing to suggest who this could be. Okay, so we're taking a break from the cover story. So we're just going to dive right into chapter 732, An Underground World. The Riku army heads through an underground tunnel toward the factory. Frankie is too large to fit into the tunnel, so he offers to cause a distraction at the front of the door of the House of Toys. Here, he is confronted by the hard-boiled Senior Pink. Word gets to Leo that four of Diamante's officers are also heading to take on Frankie. Usopp, Robin, and the Tontadas arrive at the underground world. Usopp hears a commotion. He takes a look and is surprised to see the factory is a giant port town. All right, thoughts on this one?
Where to begin? Frankie's hair is just too cool.
I like this style.
Pretty
I do
sweet.
like, is it this chapter where they think it's a weapon? Yeah.
Yeah. Or is he just stupid?
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. It looks like a gun or a cannon or something.
Pretty
He really is
detailed.
the perfect person to send on a distraction mission.
Oh, yeah. Why isn't that man wearing pants?
He's
I
a
thought he was-
pervert.
I thought he was going to try to like sneak in because he tried to pass for a toy earlier, like in the last volume. And he kind of passed for a toy a little bit. But I think they would have noticed this massive hulking dude before.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
He's,
some of the people recognize him as being Frankie from the Straw Hat crew.
Yeah, this is true. He would have needed a good disguise.
Yeah, so Frankie, he's going to make a distraction, but Doflamingo's forces are expecting him, and they already have people making their way to the front gates of the House of Toys. And first, Frankie runs into another pervert, Senior Pink.
This guy. This
guy.
fucking guy. What is up with him?
Yeah, what do you guys think about Senior Pink?
Um,
I'll let Evan go first. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I can't say I totally understand the character. He seems to have these women fawning over him, everybody seems to be a bit like belligerent, or what's the word they use? Hard boiled.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of his thing.
Yeah, I don't know. He's pretty goofy looking. He's like dressed like a baby. Baby meets like sumo wrestler.
Yeah, his shirt says "Let's baby."
Let's baby.
That I kind of like.
That's a
Let's
great
baby.
shirt, actually.
He's trying to match Frankie in his like speedo over here.
Ooh, I didn't even catch that.
Yeah, so they gotta have like
Speedo,
a speedo
speedo
contest here.
powered against speedo power.
Hey Cody, how about you? Do you have any strong opinions on Senior Pink?
At this point, no strong opinions aside from the fact that this guy's weird in a very hilarious way.
Yeah.
I think he's genuinely funny. I just because of the sheer ludicrousness of it. I'm used to like the oh my god, this hard boiled dude trope. So like the irony of it does translate to me, and I think it's really fucking funny.
Mm.
I also anytime there's a joke where it's like someone says something that seems like badass or off color, then it's actually kind of either like I don't want to say wholesome, but just like a little rounder around, like a little softer around the edges, like little like what is it? The go find a younger man to play with. I don't care, kids much. I like any joke set up like that. I think is so fucking.
Yeah.
The outfit's great, and I think that yeah, like the fact that him and Frankie are both just like basically in their underwear. I think this is a fun person for Frankie of all people to run into, and I'm excited
Yeah.
to see where this goes.
That impersonation is canon for me now.
Hell yeah. It was inspired by someone else's impersonation. I've gotta give credit credits too, but
I love
I
it.
love you some Senor Pink. This guy's ludicrous.
Yeah, I have like mixed feelings about him. Like I said, there's like parts I really enjoy about him, and there's other aspects I just don't like. You know, like the hard boiled thing that totally works for me. And you know, the juxtaposition of him being this kind of like this tough dude, but like wearing like a baby outfit. We don't really know his like full deal here, but that part I find like very humorous.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like the like just grabbing like
Yeah.
the tops off the women and like rubbing it in his face and stuff like that. Like that doesn't work for me. I don't like that so much.
Yeah.
But maybe that's just me. But like, I don't think that's cool. But the women are kind of like all over him. But yeah, it doesn't really work for me in that way. It's a little
Yeah.
cringy.
Yeah, for me, it's not my favorite joke, and I don't think it was necessary.
Yeah.
It's saved from me being like 100%. This is horrendous. This is horrible by the fact that it one seems just by be through a consequence of this guy being kind of stupid and not having any malice, and the
Mm,
fact that like even their reaction to it is so ludicrous. But again, it's not necessary. I think the joke would have landed just fine without that part of
yeah.
it. So on that,
Yeah.
I do agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's not a lot of things in One Piece that make me cringe so much, but this kind of like reaches that level for me.
Valid.
But yeah, I mean, he's got these groupies, and like that's like, I guess that's like their thing. But yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, I think a lot of people kind of like mixed feelings about Senior Pink in general. But you know, this is just like a little bit of a snapshot of him. There's probably more to the character, so we'll kind of see if our opinions of him change. I did think it was funny though how Frankie calls him out for being a pervert because like get a hold of that pervert, and then the other people are like, Look who's talking. You're the last one to talk."
uh,
There's just like a lack of like self awareness between the two of them that I think just makes it really funny. Yeah. So at the beginning of the chapter, we have Cub talking about how they have the target that's you know, the old girl Sugar, and they show like a little shot of her. So this is the girl that we had seen before with Doflamingo, the one that was like calling for like the young master. Yeah, that character is actually Sugar, who's the target for, you know, their operation when they're going into the underside of the Coliseum to the House of Toys. Yeah,
mhm.
Sugar is the target for this operation.
I think it's interesting that their objective is to like they say knock sugar out. Like I like how do they know that that's going to be effective against? I don't know. They make it seem like she has to be concentrated on this for it to be effective.
Well, the wording they used was to make her lose her wits. Yeah, I guess we'll have to see to what extent. I think they're kind of hoping this will work. I think just based on
Right.
like how the fruits work, they think that this might be a viable strategy. I don't think they know for sure, but I think they're kind of banking on it because they're at a place where it might be their only shot. So they're kind of putting everything they can into this plan.
Right.
And for me, as far as like whether they know it's gonna work, my immediate explanation for it's always Devil Fruit Encyclopedia.
But that's an
There's
option too.
maybe there's something about, oh, this fruit needs concentration for this to happen, like a weird like D&D monster manual of devil fruits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to hold concentration, but like sugar sleeps, right? Like I don't know.
I don't know. It's a good point.
I mean, we assume,
We assume.
but maybe there's just something different about her mental state where it's
Right.
like, yeah. So I don't know. Well, I guess
Mm.
we'll see. Yeah, because I mean, there's a chance that they succeed and knock her out, and then it doesn't do anything, which would be kind of probably worst case
Not
scenario.
yeah, not good.
I also enjoy that we get this breakdown of how the Doflamingo family's forces are distributed.
Hmm.
Yeah, I love this.
We've got the assault squad with Pika, the Diamante army, the fighters, and the special powers under Treble. We've seen a fair amount of them so far. There's still some we don't know much about.
Yeah, I think like all these characters have popped up in one way or the other. But we haven't seen like all of them fight or like what their abilities are necessarily.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I love this. I think the analogy of like Dofi like playing his cards and having like these tricks up his sleeve and like the suits kind of having different themes here. It's just cool. It's like you see him like these are all of his cards laid out, it's like really cool. I think it's a fun analogy.
I like that.
Yeah, I did want to point out just a small thing because in a previous episode I had mentioned how the Tontadas might have like the only airport and how there's no planes in One Piece. But something else came to mind is Buffalo, who could
Mm.
be perceived as a plane. But I
He
don't think
is
he
a
has
plane.
an airport. But like, uh, yeah, I don't think he counts as an airport. But it is something that occurred to me like after the fact. Was like, oh, I guess technically he's also like he flies like a plane kind of deal. He can transport
He's like a
people privately.
helicopter.
Yeah. I did think it was hilarious though when Usopp goes through the chute. Like all the Tontadas come out like the front, they fly gracefully, and then Usopp just like smashes right into the wall.
Yeah.
Ah!
Amazing. So perfect.
I think Usopp has the best like slapstick in all of One Piece.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree.
I'd venture to say. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we get this incredible reveal of the factory, which is enormous
Yeah.
and underground. Like this is so cool. Just the scale of it. Like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, of course Dofi's got this like secret port underground.
Yeah, he's been able to keep it under the radar.
Yeah,
So we see this like giant like
literally.
tower in the middle, and then like all these tubes kind of like leading up. It was like ships and like these shipping containers. So it's a whole on operation here. It's not like a small little thing. It's a full on port. Hey, you guys got anything else for the chapter?
I'm good.
Just that the conversation Usopp overhears with the worker collapsing, and basically the I guess the port foreman threatening to put him out to pasture, that was pretty heart wrenching.
Hmm.
Yeah, this is a dark,
Yeah, we
scary
see like
place.
and we literally see like a doll collapsed in the foreground here. That's just
Yeah, it doesn't seem like they have the best working conditions.
pretty fucked.
Yeah, no.
Is this the same guy, or is it just somebody wearing a similar mask as the guy that was up in the like the casino gambling area that's trying to cheat Fujitora in the last page?
Hmm. Could be.
Yeah, I'm looking at 701. The hair looks exactly the same. Actually, no, the hair looks the same. The mask is a little different.
The mask is different. Okay.
Yeah, this guy, like the horns on his mask are kind of zigzaggy. The
Hmm.
first one, the horns are almost straight up.
Okay. So it's probably a different guy.
Maybe they're brothers.
Could be. Yeah, it just something I just noticed. It's not something super important.
Yeah.
Thanks for checking.
Thanks,
Okay.
Viz.
All right, then we'll move on. Chapter 733, What the Soldier Wants. The battle for Block D continues as Rebecca manages to hold off her attackers. At the port town, Usopp is surprised to learn the toy soldier has left. Leo explains he has his own mission to take down Doflamingo once they've succeeded in incapacitating Sugar, so he has already headed toward the palace. Usoland is left in charge to make sure the most important part of the mission is accomplished. Leo tells him Sugar will be in the officer's tower in the center. Usopp is caught by 2 guards, but Leo and Rampo make quick work of them, taking their clothes in the process to give to Usopp and Robin as disguises. Feeling more confident after the display of the Tontatta's powers, Usopp gives the order to charge on. The toy soldier takes control of the lift up to the palace by defeating some of the workers while reflecting on his memories of teaching Rebecca how to defend herself. At the Colosseum, the battle for Block D seems to be over as every combatant was knocked out somehow. Suddenly, one warrior begins to rise. Okay, you guys want to start with the Colosseum?
Yeah. We're all rooting for Rebecca.
Yeah, so we see some of the more notable people here. Rebecca fighting Suleiman. Orlumbus is taking out the lion.
Orlumbus.
We have Cavendish. This dude just named Mummy. Damask, the arsonist. Looks like he's got like some kind of like fire breathing mask on or something.
Damask was like, I think, one of my favorite designs for Block D when we first saw the group.
It's pretty cool.
The fact that they take some time to give us not real insight, but just to showcase Suleiman and him saying, "I killed them off my homeland for love of country."
Yeah.
That's interesting. Juxtapose the fact that he's talking to Rebecca, who's hated for the alleged murder, for King Riku's alleged murders. What Oda wants us to get out of that juxtaposition, I'm not quite sure. Beyond the fact that it's there, but it's something I want to keep an eye out for as time goes on this arc.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, and then it looks like Yats is making this comment here saying, "Look at his stance, not a hint of life in it. He might as well be a ghost." So it's kind of like he seems to be given this like creepy vibe, and it's almost like maybe he's kind of got no purpose except for fighting for his country because he's known as a war criminal. So he seems like
Mhm.
he's probably willing to do anything because he's kind of maybe devoid of some kind of humanity to him, and his priority is just his country. So you kind of go to like any lengths to serve his country. That's just me kind of projecting just off of this like little information that we have here.
That makes sense, and it probably just
Kind of
feeds
vibe
into
I'm
what
getting.
Rebecca's saying at the end that she just wants to live with a soldier. That what she wants is just that simple.
Yeah, so
As
Rebecca's more
opposed
like
to,
I have like this humanity that I'm fighting for. Like I'm fighting for people I care about. So Rebecca has something to fight for is the people. So Suleiman is just more like I'm doing this as like a duty to my country.
Yeah. And she's like saying, I want to live. And like everything we were just saying is like this guy seems to have no life left in him.
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, some nice determination from Rebecca here.
So Orlumbus guy's insane. One hand overhead pressing a lion that he just killed.
Yeah, he makes that really big lion look really small.
Yeah.
The guy's a beast.
I hope the lion's okay.
I don't think so.
Maybe
I
wishful
don't know.
thinking.
Well, they say
I don't know about okay.
end of the lion, so I think sadly.
Well, it might be the end of his competition. A man can dream, okay?
He's retiring. Yeah, he's retiring to a nice farm upstate.
He's just gonna go to the toy factory underneath.
Yeah,
toy lion.
yeah, good for him.
And then we shift gears to the factory where we learn that pretty much everything hinges on Usopp.
Oh, but
Oh yeah.
yeah, I mean the Tontattas are very capable. Like we see them making quick work of 2 of the guards here.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive. Literally like punching them into the ground or striking them into the ground like nails. So cool.
Yeah, they're kind of a force. But the question is Usopp, reliable? Is he capable? Yeah, so here they do say they're trying to knock out Sugar. So that does seem to be their main
Oh yeah.
their
That's the
main
goal.
objective here. Yeah. Yeah. So we do learn that she should be in this center tower here, which seems to be kind of like the heart of the whole operation.
I do love that Robin was completely ready to take care of these guys. And the Tontara say, no, we got it.
Yeah. Yeah, then the Tentatus, like, the Usopp was just, like, distracting them. That was brilliant, pretending to be scared. Yeah, yeah, it was all pretend, totally.
So good. I've been spotted. It's all over. Fast thinking, Usopp.
Of course, it was all his plan.
Yep.
Brilliant. Pretending to be scared to distract the gods.
Brilliant.
Brilliant. That was amazing.
Yeah, and this just kinda makes, like, Usopp be like, "Alright, we got these guys, we can't fail, go, everybody charge." And he's like, "Yeah, they'll just do all the work." And then we kinda go into this, little memory from the soldier as he's fighting off these guys in the elevator. So he's trying to get to the palace where Doflamingo is, so he can, presumably when he turns back, when the other part of the mission goes according to plan, he can take on Doflamingo right away. But he thinks back to his time with Rebecca, and we kind of see how Rebecca got her defensive fighting style. The soldier's goal was to have her be able to protect herself, not necessarily to fight and to like beat people up. But we see that Rebecca is kind of meant to be more of like just so she can handle herself, and that's what the toy soldier kind of does here. So I think it's interesting to see how this is where she kind of got that.
Yeah. Kind of shedding some more light into her character and Toy Soldier's character. And right before the scene, we get a little name drop when Soldier springs the little surprise attack. One of the guards yells, "That's the Thunder Soldier from the Coliseum," which could lead to the prediction I made that he was either. I predicted he was a gladiator before he became a toy, but now they're saying this would lead me to believe that he was a toy soldier in the Coliseum.
Hmm.
Has it ever been said that toys can't fight in the Coliseum?
I don't think so. I don't think that's been stated.
Yeah, I doubt there's a lot of toys that are like capable and strong, so it might be like an anomaly if that was the case.
Right.
Be
Which
a way for
again
him to
makes you
make a name
think
for himself.
like Toy Soldier is like a cut above your average person, or your average
Mhm.
toy.
Yeah, and then speaking of the Coliseum, we see it looks like the battle's over.
Yeah, what?
Looks like something happened.
Yeah, what?
Everybody is just on the ground.
Something's up here.
The one comment that stuck out to me was Lucy says, "I've heard the rumors, but," so they saw what happened,
Hmm.
or they clocked what happened.
Yeah, so Lucy seems to be one of the only people here that has like a good idea of like what would cause this. But everybody else is completely shocked. Yachts has no idea and nobody could see what happened. But it looks like there is somebody left after all. It kind of leaves us on like on that note.
Yeah, wild. No idea. No idea what's
Crazy.
going on.
All right. Anything else for this chapter?
Is there something different about the way Oda is like showing speed? I think like there's something really neat about these a couple panels in the soldier flashback. Actually, so going right into it when he decks the guy with his rifle, like it's scribbly right on the front of his body. And so it's like speed lines, scribbles, and light working at the same time. And you kind of see it again when the soldier's dodging in the flashback too. I'm
Okay.
wondering if it's something I just never noticed before, or if it's something that Oda's experimenting with a little bit more, the way he shows speed here.
I'll be honest with you. I have no idea.
It does seem to be like a newer technique. The scribbly lines, also using like the classic anime like motion lines. Like the
Yeah,
motion lines, I feel like we've always had, but like having an additional like motion blur on top of that seems relatively new.
And
yeah.
part of it could
And
just
like
be
not
like,
even like
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was getting not even like just like on like the silhouette of the character, but like within the outline of them too, is what
Yeah.
really pops out at me.
It could just be like the toy soldier is like super fast, and that's what Oda is trying to present here. Also, because
Mhm.
he has one leg, he has to be able to move in a certain way that makes him so fast. So I think it's also just part of him almost being moving in an impossible way. So he's moving like possibly fast. So I think that could also be just something he's trying to convey in particular. So whether or not this is like a new technique, I think it's something that is very effective for trying to just portray how fast he's going.
Totally agree. Totally agree.
Yeah,
And I think that's
definitely.
that's a really good point you make. I was just like, is am I just have I just been missing this or is it new? So appreciate y'all weighing
Yeah.
in.
If anybody else has other examples, let us know.
Please. Please, please, please.
All right. Well, let's get into chapter 734, The Slicing Winds of Rommel. The crowd begins to boo when they realize it's Rebecca who manages to stand, leaving her the winner. The crowd suspects foul play, not wanting to accept the results. The phenomenon that took place in the Colosseum reminded Bastille about reports of strange winds late at night in the Rommel kingdom that would attack innocent bystanders. It was determined to be a man named Hakuba, though they have yet to capture him. They did notice that this would take place anytime a certain man was in town. Rebecca noticed during the battle that Cavendish had fallen asleep. The man should take out every single warrior. Rebecca alone was spared by chance when her helmet was hit. Then the form of Hakuba receded back into Cavendish as he fell to the ground. It was a sleepwalking alternate personality that forced Cavendish into the life of piracy for the crimes he committed while unconscious. Lucy remarks that Rebecca's observation hockey allowed her to see through Cavendish's slashes. She can get through the round on luck alone, though he is determined to obtain the fruit for himself. Riku was brought to Doflamingo at the palace. Doflamingo tells him he is aware of Viola's actions where he has been working with these Straw Hats, though this was a mistake as Luffy will never leave the Colosseum as himself. As far as he is aware, Frankie is the only one taking action against them, and they'll never be able to reach the underground factory. Viola finds Luffy, Zoro, and Kinemon and offers to guide them to the palace, where they will be able to get to the House of Toys, as well as Doflamingo and Law. Alright, so yeah, let's start with the Coliseum again.
Rebecca, let's go.
Alright.
That's our
Rebecca's the winner.
girl. Yeah, this is so interesting. The whole, Jekyll and Hyde of Cavendish here. I thought that was a fun reveal and like
Yeah.
a really clever way of just having one winner here. Cause like not knowing the outcome, I was like, is it going to be Cavendish or is it going to be Rebecca? Like it's got to be one of the two of them, just narratively speaking. I was really curious to see how one of them would triumph. And in this scenario, they both triumph in a way. um, and then Cavendish passes out. But yeah, I think it was a clever and fun way of blowing up Block D here.
Hey, Cody, what are your thoughts about how Block D ended?
I don't know how I feel about it, if I'm being completely honest with you.
Okay.
Um, I think Hakuba as a concept and as a different side to Cavendish is cool. I think it gives new lore to this character. And I think Cavendish is someone who I've been excited to get more about. As far as teasing the end of the fight last chapter to immediately come back to it here, I'm not sure what the specific purpose for that was, aside from just a good cliffhanger to hype up the next chapter with. And to me, it feels like Rebecca got lucky that that Cavendish struck where the helmet was, rather than winning through her defensive style, which is something I would have really liked to see for Rebecca.
Yeah, but Lucy says it
Now
was the
maybe
luck.
wait, where is? Oh, did I miss something? Where is it? Oh, oh, never mind. Only
Okay.
one to see through her slashes. Never mind. Never mind. Completely
Okay.
forgot
Yeah.
that.
So yeah,
Yeah, you're
Lucy
so
said
right.
that Rebecca used observation hockey. So I think she
Yep.
was able to just shift herself just barely in time to avoid getting knocked out. So it only hit her helmet instead of anywhere else where she probably
Ah,
could have been killed.
it was a
uh,
matter of reading comprehension. Got it.
yeah, it was just a little
Oops.
detail. But yeah, I do think that that's part of what makes Rebecca, I think, winning this work a little bit better. Like she didn't like win by attacking somebody still, so I think that kind of works like in like her fighting style.
Hmm.
But it is something she was able to take advantage of the circumstances, and it was by chance that like that was the last attack that Hakuba made before switching back to Cavendish. So that's
Yeah.
also kind of like a little bit of a coincidence because like if Hakuba kept going, she might not have like dodged the next attack. So she did kind of get lucky in that way, I think.
You're right. And as I look at the page closely, you can see her right before the panel where the helmet gets hit. It does. I can see her trying to follow with her eye now. This
Hmm.
does make much more sense, which makes me feel better about it.
Okay, good.
The flashback aspect, I'm still like, I don't know if it was necessary, but that's not a hill that I'm going to die on or anything that's going to super ruin my enjoyment of it.
I kind of like
That's
that
one
where it's
glad
like kind of
reading
going
this
back
together.
and like filling in the gaps, like what happened, and then kind of like this like mystery about it because the audience still doesn't. I mean, the audience kind of knows because we get the explanation and we get pieces from other people who have an idea of what happened because like Bastille gives the explanation of the winds of Rommel and like what that backstory is. Lucy saw what was happening, but yeah, I think it was kind of cool to see like what actually happened because it was just kind of like shocking to like turn the page and be like, oh, everybody's gone, like what happened. So I think it's a fun way of presenting the information in a way that's a little bit like less straightforward, and I feel like it's a little effective. I think it's pretty effective way that Oda does it here.
Do you think Cavendish retains his memories when he's in that state?
I think he has no idea what's happening.
Mm.
That's wild.
Yeah,
And we can assume it's not a devil fruit ability, right? Because isn't Cavendish seeking a devil fruit, and he wouldn't be seeking a devil fruit for himself because he hasn't even like
Yeah.
saving himself for the flame
yeah,
fruit,
he did say that.
Yeah.
It would be unfortunate if he didn't realize he had devil fruit because he ate one while
right?
he was sleeping, and then he has the devil fruit, and then
That would be a volatile devil fruit. Like I become this flaming demon for I black out and become a flaming demon of destruction every once in a while. But
That's a
other
good
than that,
point.
I'm okay.
Yeah, it's like imagine if
Yeah.
he had the devil fruit, like how bad that could be.
Yeah.
That is something I have kind of missed. Non-devil fruit, non-hockey powers, like Miss Golden Week,
Mhm.
minus the cover story stuff, which I know some people have different feelings about. But like I just seeing a weird power like that still kind of fits in the world. That's really nice. That's something I really do
Yeah.
enjoy about Cavendish.
Yeah, do you guys think that it was just like a little convenient that Oda just wraps up a lot of these fights in kind of like one big move? Do you think like do you think it kind of takes away from the tournament aspect, or do you think it's just a nice way to not bog down the story too much? Because we've had a lot of incidents where like block A we didn't even see it was just over before we knew it. Then block B, we had like the king punch, which took out like almost everybody except for Barca, who was able to block the attack. Block C, I feel like was the most involved because it was Luffy, so there was a bit more of like him fighting and stuff. But a lot of people kind of were inconsequential, and it came down to basically focusing on Luffy versus Dan Zhao. And now we also have like Block D wrap up pretty quickly. So do you guys like the way that Order presented the Coliseum, or do you think it was does it feel like a little rushed in your opinion?
I think for Block A, I'm fine with that because it was more so the exposition of what the tournament is, and the outcome of that block didn't really matter as much. Again, given like where everybody was. Block B, Blocks B and blocks B and C. I say Block B with the King Punch. That was very much built up to. There was a narrative around it. So
Mhm.
for me that was interesting. The fact it was based on that one moment. Block C again, Luffy Chinjao. There was a lot there. I think that might be my problem with the flashback for Block D is the fact that it's just done, but we're also kind of coming back to it. And the fact it's like the last one of like this preliminary round specifically, that to me felt like it's o- it's over. Yeah, personally for me.
Okay.
That yeah. I appreciate the way it went down more after talking with you guys about it, but to me, it did feel a little like, okay, huh?
Okay. Overall, like you're generally happy with the way it was done, but like there's just like a few of the circumstances where you like think it's like a
Yeah,
little too rushed.
yeah. I think
Yeah.
just the fact that this was the last one, and it was like that's the only thing that
Mm.
I had an issue with structurally, pacing wise.
Yeah, and this kind of reminds me of like the moment we had with the Funk Brothers, how we had like the flashback with them. Like we had this thing where like all of a sudden like he was like
Mm,
fighting and then like we didn't know exactly what happened. Then like went into the next chapter and then we found out about the jacket powers. So that kind of felt like it was like the same thing for me. It was like the same storytelling technique where we had like this little jump back in time to fill in the gap. So that's why this part felt familiar to me was because like Oda did this in the like a previous block. But yeah, Evan, what about you? Like, do you like how the tournament is playing out? Because it's not over yet. There's still more to it, but We got through the
Yeah,
most of it.
I think I've enjoyed the pacing because I feel like it's one of many plot lines we're following right now. Like it's not like I don't expect this series to like stop down and really dig in to the Coliseum tournament arc. It's not like we're in Dragon Ball where it's like we're going to dedicate X amount of issues to a tournament arc specifically, and that's all that's happening because we got so many moving parts, and I feel like the pacing for me has been good. I don't think it's felt too contrived. Like I think, like I said, I was like really curious, like how is I wasn't sure if Cavendish was going to walk out of that or Rebecca was going to walk out. I knew it was going to be one of them, and I think this was kind of a fun, creative way where they both kind of walk out of it unscathed but Rebecca's still, the victor. Off of a technicality, sure, but it did kind of like solve that conundrum of like who was going to move through. So I think I've enjoyed the pacing, and like I said, he's juggling it with a lot of other plots. So I feel like if we were to spend too much time on the Coliseum, it would take away from all these other plots that we have simultaneously.
Yeah, and for me, I like how it plays out because we have all these different characters. I think it's fun to introduce these characters without having to spend so much time like slowing down the story, stopping everything. To be like, all right, let's give all these fights like a certain amount of time and dedicate all that time. Like I said, it's not Dragon Ball. It's not like the whole arc is the tournament.
Yeah.
Like it is just kind of meant to be like this fun thing that's a part of a bigger story. And One
Mhm.
Piece is not meant to be Dragon Ball. It is like there is like a bigger plot happening here. So I think it's a fun way to have this concept, have these characters without like having to devote so much time to it. So it's like having your cake and eating it too.
Yeah.
And like not all these characters are super consequential or super important. It's like we don't need to have like 10 chapters of a fight with like every character.
Right.
So yeah, I like the way that it's done. I do think some of it does wrap up a little quickly, but overall I don't really have a problem with it because it keeps things moving. And we kind of get to like the exciting parts, and that's where I think it kind of shines. So I like the way that Oda handled this tournament part of the arc so far, and now we're getting into like the final round, which is going to be the most exciting part. Is like who actually wins the whole thing.
Mhm.
So we still have that to look forward to. And there is one character I did want to mention here because I kind of teased what people had for like theories about one character. I had messaged Cody about this, but now I think we can mention it here. That's safe to say.
Blew my mind.
People, people, when we're reading week to week, some people were speculating that Meadows was actually Kaido in disguise. They're like, oh, he's got like this beast kind of thing going on. So people were kind of going off as like so thinking, oh, maybe this is Kaido. And then this guy just gets like jobbed like super quickly. He has like no impact on the threat at all. So yeah, this guy is not Kaido, but yeah, people were like, "Oh, maybe this guy could be like Kaido, like infiltrating like the tournament." So kind of
That's
like a
funny.
Jesus Burgess kind of thing happening.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, that's the only reason why Meadows like was ever like standing out to me was just because like of the fan theories at the time.
Joel messaged me saying, "What do you think of Meadows?" And I'm like,
Who?
"Cool." But I like the how she's got cool furs. I don't know what. Oh shit, Kaido, really? Okay.
Stand back, guys. Got one of the four emperors here.
Yeah.
He's get
Let's just say it was a
smoked.
good thing he was in the same block as King Isabello. But I did enjoy this whole like Hakuba thing. I think his face is like really cool, like the way Oda does it, where he switches back from like the evil face to the sleeping face as Cavendish, like at the very end of the flashback there. So yeah, I like this whole concept. But this is what led Cavendish to kind of going to the life of piracy was because he was doing these things, and like he's not gonna be able to defend himself saying, "Oh, I didn't do it," when he did it sleepwalking. But he kind of got forced into the life of piracy because of the destruction he was causing, and it's kind of like one of the only paths left for him. So he decided to pursue that, and that's kind of where he is now. And then we find out here that Doflamingo thinks he's still got everything under control. He's like, "Oh
Mhm.
yeah, Luffy's gonna be stuck in the Coliseum. There's no way out for him. So like Frankie's the only one doing anything, and well, it's just kind of chilling here." But then we see, it looks like Frankie's getting suplexed by Senior Pink.
Yeah.
But Frankie's going strong over here.
Cool hearing Dofi talking about Luffy here as the accursed bloodline.
Mm.
Of course, Doflamingo's hip on, all the lore. So it's just interesting hearing it from Dofi's mouth.
So which bloodline do you think he's referring to?
Ooh, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I guess I don't know if he's talking about. I guess he's not talking about the Willow D. He's probably talking about like Dragon, his father.
Think so?
Ooh, now you got me thinking.
You've
Yeah,
been right before.
could be referencing Dragon. Could be referencing Garp.
Could be the D though.
Could be the Willow D.
Could be the Monkey Clan though.
Yeah, it could be. It could be a monkey, dragon, dragon, monkey, or monkey dragon,
Yeah, Monkey D.
Monkey D
Dragon.
Dragon.
monkey D dragon. Yeah, I don't know.
Something to think about.
Something to think about, and definitely.
I also love how grandiose Doflamingo is when he makes these speeches.
Yeah.
Like it's very much like he's just giving fantasy narrator.
Yeah.
And like
Big
we
time.
get it. You think you're the main character, you asshole. And I say that loving it and being very entertained by it.
Yep.
Like this is the same guy who like stopped to give like a socio-political speech in the middle of a war at Marineford. Like, yeah,
He does love to hear himself talk.
he really does.
And he's
And he
so
also,
confident.
he also loves to like rub things in their face. So he's over here, basically like shoving everything in Riku's face. Feel like you idiot, you thought you could get away with this. Like obviously, I was going to stop you. Like you had no hope.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does seem like what shifted was the whole announcement of Doflamingo stepping down, and that caused the shift of like all these other forces of the people who had a problem with Doflamingo. And when they found that like that wasn't real, like basically everybody's kind of moving into position to make these steps, be like, we need to fix this kingdom. Like now's the time. So it's kind of like they got this like false start of like what was going on here, and Doflamingo kind of like ripped the rug from under them. So yeah, it's very cruel of Doflamingo, and he doesn't see it that way, but everybody else is like realizing like, yeah, this guy, he was trying to manipulate everybody, and now something's already started. We've started taking action, so now's like our time to act.
And being in that situation, you'd have to imagine that hearing the abdication, that must be like the first ray of hope you felt in so long.
Yeah,
And when you find out it was fake, like, of course, the only thing you want to do is make that a reality.
right. Yeah, and then we have Violet leading Luffy, Zoro, and Kaimon in these disguises that don't stand out at all. Very discreet.
Very
But yeah,
discreet.
she's leading them directly to the palace.
I love how
I-
locked in Usopp and Robin are in their disguises. They're so
Yeah.
committed.
Love it.
Yeah, Tantana making moves over here too. Yeah, so like I love how like this is happening under Doflamingo, who's like, yeah, like he thought like everything was gonna change, but jokes on you. Meanwhile, like this happened like right underneath him.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't have like all the chess pieces in the same places he thought they were. So yeah, he doesn't have the full picture right now. So he's hopefully gonna be surprised here.
Sucks to suck.
You about to find out.
All right. Well, you good to move on?
Yep.
All right. We have chapter 735, Fujitora's plan. Before the final round at the Coliseum begins, they announce that there is a slight change of plans. Instead of the officers fighting the four winners, it will be the hero of the Coliseum himself, Diamante. When Rebecca sees Lucy, she is confused because she doesn't recognize him, but he reassures her things will be okay. Luffy is confused as to why one of Doflamingo's subordinates would be helping them, but Wicca tells him that Violet is on their side. Luffy is surprised to learn that she is a princess from the Riku family. She leads them to a secret elevator shaft that even Doflamingo doesn't know about. Frankie battles Senior Pink outside the House of Toys, though he doesn't seem to be fighting back much. Mock Vice has joined the fight, along with Bastille and his Navy soldiers. Doflamingo tells Fujitora he's impressed that his forces moved in to stop the Straw Hats, but Fujitora makes it clear he's not doing it to help him, only to help the people. He tends to deal with Doflamingo afterwards. Fujitora admits he is new to the Navy, but he plans to abolish the 7 warrior system that has been taken advantage by its members. The special stage at the Coliseum is set, and the final round is about to begin. Lucy enters the ring to cheers as he thinks to himself that this is for Ace.
And in the first few pages of this one, Lucy or Sabo says something about that reminds me of the land where we grew up. I feel like that was a conversation this pod was having last volume, drawing the comparison between the two as well. It's cool to see Sabo say that, assuming this
Yeah.
is Sabo.
Yeah, it says, I might be causing a bit of a stir soon, but I won't do you wrong. It's all about putting on appearances here. Something about that reminds me of the land where we grew up. So yeah, we did draw that parallel of like in the Great Terminal and how the people were just kind of shoves things to the side that they didn't want to deal with. And like
Right.
Doflamingo's kingdom is kind of on the same way, where it's like things look nice on the surface, but it's really horrible. Like when you get to like,
Yeah.
to
Don't
know
look
what's
under
really
the rug.
happening. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do think it's funny that they had to draw on like the X scar on his chest.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I feel like this is still a red herring, and it's actually Marco.
Mm.
I think it's Blue Jam.
It's
No,
painted.
it's totally fucking Blue Jam. You're right. 100% Blue Jam. Fire theory.
Hey, I've never been right once on these theories, so
That'll happen sometime.
yeah. Then we have Viola leading them over to this the secret area. I think it was sweet how Viola says Wicca. She's surprised that she remembers her. Yeah, that was sweet.
That was cute.
It's like, hey, I've been watching over all of you guys, just making sure everything's going well.
You remember me?
Yeah, so just kind of showing like the goodwill with like the Riku family and the Tontadas, even after everything they've been through. Yeah, they're still there for each other.
I also really enjoy Viola saying that Kinemon and Zoro and Luffy look too suspicious. And Kinemon in full frog garb saying, "Madam, I'm offended." So good.
That is
So
very
good.
funny.
All these scenes with them in costume are pretty good, actually.
You can tell Oda had so much fun, like, with these,
Yeah.
making the expressions work. And we get a little bit of family tree lore. Viola actually being Rebecca's aunt through her mother.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And
Still a
Luffy
confusing
doesn't
family
understand
tree.
how that works and thinks she's Rebecca's mom.
Yeah, so we find out that this is Scarlet's sister.
Right.
Was anybody else like a little confused as to how the secret passage works? Because it looks like they go over to it's like the parapet, and it looks like they push one out, but then it leads to like a secret staircase. Like I can't really tell where the staircase is, or is it the staircase? Is it under the parapet? Like you?
I think it's like right under, yeah. Like there's the little
Okay.
chains that make the drawbridge, and I think that's the entrance.
Okay. Yep.
Right.
Okay. Because yeah, I'm looking at where they go into the stairs. I do see the chain through the like the opening there.
Mhm.
Okay, because that's what was confusing. I'm like, where are they actually going? But yeah, so yeah, it looks like the brick part kind of moves off to the side and like it opens up the space for them to find these stairs to go into the building. So I'm like,
yeah.
okay, that makes more sense now. Because I was like looking at it for like a little bit. I'm like, I don't know exactly where they're going. I couldn't quite put it together.
It's a weird one.
Yeah.
It is a weird one.
But whenever
But
Oda
that'd be
does
weird.
that,
It wouldn't be a secret passage.
like Oda does have a way that it works. I just want to know exactly how.
Right? Yeah.
I know Oda thought it through.
Yep.
It's the price of him having to get more creative with them as time goes on.
I do think it's funny over here at the House of Toys, though. Like Frank is just like shooting like missiles, and people are going like, "Run for it! This guy's crazy." Also, you don't shoot nothing
out of that gun. Oh, sorry.
You go ahead.
Also, this guy don't shoot nothing out of that gun on his head.
Incredible.
Answers that question.
Incredible.
No, I broke out in laughter reading that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So good.
I do like also how Senior Pink is brushing his teeth with this like shoe brush, and he just stands there and takes this missile. Like,
Yeah. Oh my god.
yeah, and then they ask him like,
swim when I want to swim.
yeah, like why didn't you use your powers? You could have avoided that. Have we seen him use the swim fruit powers yet?
I think actually
They've alluded to it.
use.
Is that when he showed up before? Or
It has shown up prior to this
okay,
chapter. We saw it in his intro chapter.
okay, because I feel like we
He was
did see
like
it. Yeah.
he was swimming up behind Frankie, but he didn't like do anything.
Okay.
Pretty neat ability though. He kind of can just like treat a surface like it's a liquid and move
Yeah.
through it.
Yeah, it's a bit like Tears of the Kingdom, where Link has like this power where he can like he can like kind of sink into like the ground, or he can like, jump like into the ceiling and like he can go through the ceiling, but like he kind of like goes through the ceiling and the floor to get to like another part. But like he kind of like
Hmm.
swims through like the rock parts that, like to get through to the surface.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool ability.
And then Senior Pink gets some reinforcements here.
Yeah, who's this guy?
Yeah, like what exactly happened to Mike Vice where he's like like he's just like on the ground rolling, saying, "Oh, my tummy's hurting." Oh, okay. That's why Senior Pink didn't actually. They're saying, oh, that's why he didn't move
Yeah,
because
he
he
took
was
the
letting
Yeah.
he took the hit for Mach Vice because he wanted to
yeah.
show how hard boiled he was.
And Mockvice was kind of spoiled to us in the Don Quixote family tree that we got earlier.
Yeah.
And Senior Pink and Mockvice are like they share a panel, so they seem like a package deal.
Well, we have seen before as well. Like he has just kind of shown up in general. I think he was in that scene in Punk Hazard where Doflamingo was, just chilling out on his like little resort
Oh,
area.
okay, cool.
But
I
we
think
didn't know who the
of the
character was.
officers,
I don't recall.
yeah, I think of the officers, he's the one we've seen the least of so far.
I think so.
I also just like lost it at the I don't know. I don't live in the past. Make love to me, senor! It's so stupid. It's just so outlandish.
Yeah,
And that makes it work. Like like what you have to commit with shit like this. And Oda did.
Yeah, that is such a great line from Senior Pink. Like this moment that happened like 2 seconds ago, he's like, "Oh yeah, I don't live in the past. I don't know what just happened."
And even Frankie's impressed.
Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty funny.
Frankie's he's really in it now because he's got two of these officers and the Navy surrounding him.
Yeah,
And presumably more of the officers should be on the way because they got pulled
Right.
away from the Coliseum,
successfully distracted though.
Truly.
distracting the entire kingdom.
Yeah,
Yeah, and what do you guys think of Fujitora in this chapter with him making
okay,
his
this
announcements
is
about
sick.
Fire.
Yeah, this is a fire scene for sure. I love the phrasing that Fujitora uses, saying "my justice," which is
Mm,
something we've kind of talked about when with the introduction of this character, seeming like that he kind of follows his own justice, and like, but now actually hearing him say it, like by saying that, he's almost admitting to the fact that he doesn't agree strictly to the justice system that he works with, he's working under, by saying that he kind of has his own take on that, would suggest that he has some gripes with the system in place. One of his gripes being the complete and utter eradication of the seven warlord system, which is
yeah,
a huge thing to say, and an interesting thing to say to directly to a warlord at this very moment in time.
yeah.
Like I think that was like kind of a big thing to just drop out of nowhere, where you're alone in a room with a warlord and you know
And
exactly how volatile and like unpredictable this person can be.
mhm.
But I think he did it very intentionally, and I think he kind of does it here to throw Dofi off a little bit.
Yeah.
Because like, why else would he say that right here, right now? Like he didn't have to say any of this. Like he chose to bring this up, and I think one, he does it to be like, I'm not on your side. He's like making it very clear where he lies. And again, Dofi's like in a very peculiar place right now. He's balancing a lot of different plans, and I think Fujitora does it just to throw him off a little bit.
I
Oh,
agree.
we
I was
also
like,
get we also get. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think you're on the money. As I was reading this page, I was like, why would he say any of this? But no, it really is just because he needs to shake Dofi up a bit. He does see the
Yeah,
fact that things aren't quite great here, and if I do need to do my job and like keep the people safe, maybe keeping this guy on his toes could be good for everybody. I think
Yeah,
it's
Fujitora like decides
really
to
good
make
execution.
himself a threat. He like decides to make himself an additional threat, where Dofi is currently juggling all of these threats coming at him from all these different angles, and Fujitora decides to get up right in his face and be like, "Yeah, I'm a threat too."
Yeah, and
So
I like that he's blunt about his intentions. And throughout the whole arc, we've been seeing Fujitora. His emphasis has been on the people,
yeah,
and he's been caring about the people, and he's been trying to be fair, even to the pirates. So he already feels different from the other admirals. And in this case here, he says, like, my justice says. We've also seen the trend with the admirals is that they all have their own form of justice. So their definition of justice is different from one another. Nobody has the same universal definition of justice. It's just justice is what they carry out. But it's not like there's like a Navy definition of what justice means. So he has his own interpretation, and he doesn't feel that the the Seven Warlord system is doing what's supposed to be doing. It's not serving justice, and he's seeing that it's being abused. So Doflamingo is not happy to hear this. Like, you can see the smile just drops off his face here. And then yeah, like Fujitora just straight up tells him like, yeah, I don't think we should have the Seven Warlords. So don't think you're getting away with this either. Like, I'm going to personally see that you're taken care of. And then Doflamingo doesn't take that too well and tries to attack him.
Fujitora is a badass. I like this guy a lot.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I like his sense of justice. I like his moral compass. He's also just a badass because like he knows exactly who Dofi is, and he still says this right to his face.
Yeah.
Parries an attack, and then just very coolly like sheathes his katana and keeps a cool head. And there's also mention of the reverie being this year, which
Yep.
is a new phrase that means absolutely nothing to me. I have no idea what that means.
No?
No, what is it?
Do you remember Fishman Island? How there was like the whole emphasis on the reverie, how they were trying to petition to the world government to try
Oh,
to get
right.
them to accept like the Fishman Island as an official member of the world government. Also, we have seen a reverie previously with Vivi and Wapple. That's how they had met. Was actually at one of the reveries when like the kingdoms were meeting, and that's when Wapple had slapped the little young Vivi.
Gotcha. So it's like a meeting of all the major kings and
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay,
it's like
okay.
the United Nations Council of One Piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. So the world government kingdoms, they meet up and they,
But
sort
not
things out.
every year. It's like every couple of years or something.
Yeah, would you say it's every
Yeah.
4 years?
Okay.
So
All right.
yeah,
I
the
guess I
fact
just
that
didn't tie. I do remember that. I just didn't tie
okay.
that word to those specific meetings.
So yeah, basically he's using it as a threat, saying
Interesting.
like, remember the reverie is this year, so the other kingdoms will act accordingly. So
Right.
he's kind of saying like, what you do
This
here
will
could
be on the table.
influence like yeah, what happens at the reverie.
Yep. Makes a lot of sense. It's like this could be relevant really soon. They're not just empty words. Like these are words that will be, taken into consideration.
Yeah. So Fujitora is like, yeah, we'll work together for now when we have a common goal, but once this is done, I'm gonna focus back on the kingdom and what's best for the kingdom. Do you
Yeah.
guys think Fujitora might be overstepping his bounds, or do you think he has
He
like
is.
lofty goals?
He is, but I love him for it.
Yeah.
Like you said, I love his bluntness and like the dedication to his belief of justice.
Definitely.
Yeah, he's 100% outside his job description, but he's also
Yeah.
100% in the right and a badass for what he's doing.
Agreed.
Yeah, it seemed like his purpose of joining the Navy was to make the world a better place. Like, I think he
Right.
has like genuinely good intentions, and that was his reason for joining the Navy. So he's like I want to actually make an impact on things that's going to make things better for people.
Yep.
So we're kind of saying that's what he's trying to accomplish here.
Damn, making change from the inside. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Imagine. What a guy. What a dude. What
What
a
a
mensch.
dude. I'll
But
be
I can't
following his
really
career
imagine
with
that
great interest.
Sakazuki is on board with that. So it's kind of like, how much is Sakazuki going to allow before like he has to pull deletion? Like, we're gonna have to see what that balancing act looks like. Because like I feel like Fujitora's sense of justice will directly conflict with Sakazuki's sense of absolute justice.
Well, I think it's also that also speaks a lot to the how thorough Fujitora is being in his thought process here, because he's not appealing to Sakazuki.
Right.
He's appealing to the 20 kings,
Mhm.
which is so it's he's kind of going over Sakazuki's head. Yeah, Sakazuki might not like it, but if Fujitora gets what he wants, I don't think he's really that worried about Sakazuki not liking it.
Yeah. So he's basically going about it in a way where it's like, I'm going to see how much I can push to
Yeah.
see what I can get away with. He's kind of testing the waters and seeing what that boundary is. But I'm just curious to see if he does reach, that line, if like that's going to have ramifications.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's slightly ironic that he's pushing the boundaries and maybe stepping out of line to tell other people that they're pushing the boundaries and stepping out of line. It's like it just shows that the flaws in the system, I think, or at
Mhm.
least
Yeah.
when compared with his justice versus the government's.
See, I think his thing is like, oh, you guys are way over the line, so we
Yeah,
have to stop that. Are not you guys are not following like the rules. You guys are not within the boundaries that we had set. You guys are going way too far, so we need to stop that.
right.
And I think that Fujitora, he seems like the kind of person who would accept a consequence for his own going over the line,
Mhm.
as long
Right.
as the people who have done so more egregiously also get their consequences. I don't think he would resist any slaps on the wrist or lost his position or whatever.
Yeah, I think he's willing to put
Totally.
himself out there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, are you guys good to move on to the next chapter?
Mhm.
Yep.
All right, we have chapter 736, Supreme Officer Diamante. The combatants all step into the Coliseum, but some people weren't willing to accept Rebecca into the finals. They rush into the ring, but are easily defeated by Diamante's Ripple Fruit powers, which allows him to turn metal into his cape, and his sword into a glaive. He warns them to turn back before the fighting fish get them. They are too slow as the fighting fish get to them first. Diamante announces that the Flame fruit is in a chest on one of the fish's backs. To win, they either need to get to the fruit or be the last one standing. The bell rings and the battle begins. Viola has led Luffy's group to the other area of the palace and tells them that they need to be quiet as she leads them to another secret entrance. Luffy immediately ruins his plan and runs off, attacking the guards. Word gets back to Doflamingo that there is an intruder, and it's Luffy. He is furious to learn that Luffy is not where he thought he was, and is confused as to who is fighting in the Coliseum instead. While G has found the toy soldier and is impeding their progress. As Luffy's group seems to be in the clear as they aren't running into security forces, they are shocked to see the wall start to move. A large figure emerges, to which Viola tells them it's Pika.
There's a lot going on in this one.
Yeah.
This opening panel, which is amazing, showing like all of our finalists. I feel like it's a little misleading scale wise because Burgess is like a giant. Bartolomeo, Lucy, and Rebecca are all like of average height, and I feel like the other two guys are like giants.
Yeah, like Diamante's got the Jack Skellington legs going on over here.
He really does. He's giving Mick Jagger a little bit.
A lot of it. Oh,
Yeah, a lot of
insanely.
it. And so to start off this chapter, I feel like it's a really interesting decision to have the devil fruit be available in a sense. It's not so much a prize, so much as like a race to obtain it.
Mm.
I think that was kind of interesting because it kind of gives up some of the control that they had in this scenario. Because like by making it available, it could just be luck that someone gets to it first, and it could even consume it before the end of this fight.
Yeah,
You know, like instead of it being a prize for who wins the fight, it's a part of the final, which I thought was kind of an
right.
interesting choice.
Yeah, I think that's a nice
It
twist
seems
on things.
risky. Like it seems like a risky choice.
Well, it's kind of like the person who deserves it is gonna be the one who ends up with it either way. So
Right, but that's so not Dofi. I feel like Dofi's not like, oh, whoever deserves it should get it. Dofi's like wants that full control over that and would weasel his way out of giving it to somebody he didn't want to have it. But this way, he gives up that control, and it seems like a risky move because anyone could
yeah,
get it. It's out of his hands. It's strapped to a wild animal.
maybe he's got confidence in Diamante.
He must.
I think it's insane confidence in Diamante. This may be some absolute tinfoil crackhead shit, but the rules of the competition are it ends when there's one person left.
Right.
Now, if someone eats that devil fruit halfway through, but then another competitor kills them, which is easier said than done because it's the flame fruit and just a Logia in general.
Mm.
Well, then there's still more than one person left standing, so the competition's still going. And I could
Right.
totally see Doflamingo having the insane confidence to think that his head officer could pull that off in this situation, or that he could, after the fact, off the user
Yeah.
of the fruit.
It's like, hey, technically the tournament's over, but I'm still gonna kill you.
Yeah. Either way, yeah.
Yeah,
see-
it's like
I
no
can-
longer a prize, but a component in the final battle.
Yeah.
But I mean, we do get to see a little bit of Diamante's skills here, and this is another really cool ability that he has to be able to like manipulate material into like to ripple. It's so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, this
Being
is like
able to like
another
bend
creative
metal to his will.
concept. Yeah,
Yeah,
because his cape is just a piece of metal that he uses devil fruit to make it have like a fabric kind of quality to it, like moving the breeze, but it's a piece of
yeah,
metal. So I think that's a cool concept.
it is cool, and it's like, and not to get ahead of ourselves, but even with Pika, like we're seeing devil fruit abilities that are all like manipulating material or manipulating, even like Senior Pink is kind of manipulating the surface.
That is a damn good point you're making here.
It's kind of cool. It's well, they kind of have like there are similarities, I think.
Hmm.
Sugar manipulates humans into toys. Treball manipulates. I mean, I don't know. I guess that kind of is what devil fruits are, is just being able to control certain things. But like Baby Five being able to produce like, I don't know.
But it's not they turn. It's
The
but
more
they're
I
not
think about it,
Logias.
the
They're not
less
turning
cool.
into things. No, I think you're really
True.
onto something. Because they're not Logias turning into an element. They're not Zoans turning into an animal. They're manipulating something, whether it's a concept or whatever. And I guess maybe Baby
Yeah.
5 is more the turning into. But I guess a lot of at least the two the Supreme officers, I forget the specific names for Pika and Diamante, but they are manipulating some aspect, and Doflamingo manipulates string, which is kind of how this family works and how they interact with their environment. So I think you're really hitting on something.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have Joy with the art.
Yeah, yeah. I think you cracked it. I never thought of that.
They do seem very effective, though. I mean, Diamante's abilities seems incredibly powerful.
Yeah, and he seems to know how to use it.
No wonder Dofi wanted Law.
Mm,
Yeah.
He's also got a manipulative ability.
mhm.
Also, looking back to the chapter now, I'm seeing the glaive panel next to the Raging Bull panel. There's like such a parallel there of like these two
Oh, the fighting
bull-like
fish.
objects.
Mhm.
Yeah, the fighting fish.
Yeah, I think this is really cool how he takes his sword. He's able to change the shape because he kind of folds it around into the shape of like this bull.
Yeah, he's origamied his sword.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool.
Fan of that. And we see just how long this sword is. It's insane.
Right. Yeah, it's crazy long.
Yeah, and then we have Luffy's team failing every mission of Metal Gear Solid. And yeah, so Luffy is like the kind of player like basically like when I'm playing Metal Gear Solid, when I get caught, which like happens like every time, I just have to start going guns a blazing. Luffy's like, I'm just gonna skip right past the sneaking part. I'm not gonna bother trying not to get caught. I'm just going right to the guns a blazing part.
Yeah, Luffy is Leroy Jenkins.
Yeah. Totally.
Where's Luffy? Oh, you just hear gum gum.
God damn it.
Ah, shit.
Every time.
I love this panel though with
Guess we're going in through the front door.
like the giant pistol coming out of the fish's mouth.
Amazing.
Kind of looks like he's blowing a bubble with bubble gum.
It does.
That's why they call it the gum fruit.
Yeah, it makes sense. Sure love seeing Dofi pissed off that he doesn't know exactly everything that's happening.
Yeah.
And he goes into a rage.
It's like, what do you mean Luffy's out there causing a ruckus? I see him right on the screen.
Someone who does not like to be deceived.
Yeah. Yeah, who was in control.
Yeah, he's looking very serious this chapter.
Yeah, after you just had that frustrating conversation with Fujitora, now this is happening. He's
Yeah.
like, the odds are in a bad mood.
Yeah, I mean, Fujitora just cranked up the stakes for him, I think. Like, Fujitora
Yeah.
just made it like, like we're watching. We're watching what you do here very closely. You don't want to slip up here.
Yeah, and then unfortunately we see looks like Toy Soldier's in a bad spot because Wild G is able to incapacitate him. Like Toy Soldier's been like pretty
Yeah,
unstoppable up to this point.
with a very mysterious ability. I'm so curious to find out what Lao G's packing. It's got a great fit.
Mhm.
It's like feels like
Yeah.
retro like superhero.
Yeah.
I can dig it. I'm very curious to see what the G means.
I think the gag of him having to put the reading glasses on to see Cub
Oh yeah.
and then just destroying him is amazing.
I love
Very
that.
funny. Very funny. Yeah, and also like seeing Pika's ability is incredible. Like the art of this is so cool.
Mm.
And this like stone golem has the same like face markings as Pika. It's hard to
Yeah.
tell if it's like if that is Pika transformed or if he's able to like create this like giant stone golem and control it. The art on it is just so cool.
Yeah, we'll get more information on the next chapter. A little bit
Yeah,
more
but
about like his fruit, but yeah.
very curious. Looks like another cool ability.
Yeah. Like this is cool. It's just like he's just like he comes out of nowhere. He came around the wall. He's just like a giant stone monster. And it's like
Yeah.
yeah, we thought we're in the clear, and all of a sudden this giant like thing comes out of the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is pretty much what Violet was afraid of.
Yep. She didn't see that coming.
Well, she did, but unfortunately, Luffy didn't.
Oh, right.
Hey, we got anything else on this one?
I'm good.
Okay. Before we get into the last chapter, I just wanted to point out in this volume we've been getting reader requests, which is what Oda typically does in the middle of cover stories, like while we wait to transition to a new one. This one is a request by Noda Skywalker. And Cody, I don't know if you're familiar with Noda Skywalker, but this is a reader who will just get their requests like multiple times throughout One Piece. Like his name will just keep popping up like several times. So for whatever reason, Noda Skywalker has some kind of like juice that like Oda's like, that's such a good idea. That's such a good idea. It's like Oda like will pick his request like so many times. And for a lot of times people are like, who is this guy? Like, what's his deal? And I think the One Piece podcast like kind of find out about it. They saw like a tweet from this Noda Skywalker. They found like his Twitter account like from years ago. And I think they were just like, yeah, he's just like a regular fan that would just happen to pick his request multiple times. So there's no like actual like significant meaning behind like it being picked by this guy with his request. It's just like Oda just likes his request, I guess.
And we know for a fact
or
it's not just Oda with a pen name.
Yeah, it's actually a fan.
That's insane.
No
Yeah.
nepotism. It's not like his cousin or something.
As far as I know, I think it's just a random fan.
Maybe he just likes the name.
Noda Skywalker himself had made like a post about it saying like he's just a fan.
It's crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Cody, are you familiar with Noda Skywalker or no?
I've definitely seen the name before a couple times. I thought it was just like 2 or 3, but it sounds like it's much more than that from what you're saying here.
It's definitely a few. It's multiple times. I don't know exactly how many, but he will come up again.
Yeah, but I've definitely heard the name before. That's amazing.
So yeah, we'll keep an eye out for him. For his request.
And this is the first one he's had.
This is
He or
the
she or
first
they
one.
have had.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
All right, let's get into the last chapter of the volume. We have chapter 737, Officer's Tower. Viola warns them that Pika has the stone fruit, has the ability to not only turn to stone, but to assimilate with any stones as well. Pika takes the walls and smashes them together. The battle in the Colosseum is underway, though Burgess is unconcerned about his attacks hitting people in the crowds. One of the fighting fish leaps towards Rebecca, but Lucy jumps on top of it. Diamante attacks Lucy, but he blocks it with his pipe. Burgess prepares to send a shockwave at Lucy, but Lucy is ready with his Dragon Claw. He uses Armament Hockey to stop Burgess's attack at his elbow, shattering the armor. Diamante notices that Lucy's fighting style is different now. Underground, Cavendish has landed into Treble's sticky slime, unable to move. Cavendish pleads for the little girl to help him, unaware that she is the one turning people into toys. He is turned into a toy himself, and she gives him the rules he must obey. No longer with a will of his own, he is forced to begin working in the factory. The Osaland group has found Sugar's location. Leo explains that Sugar loves grapes, so they plan to feed her a grape filled with Tata Babasco sauce, the hottest in the world, by sneaking it into her bowl. The Tontatas are a little overzealous, getting a little noisy for a mission that is supposed to be a stealth mission. Once they have her eat the fruit, all the toys will turn back at once. Leo's ready to save their friends and take back the kingdom for the Riku dynasty. Okay, so we do get more of Pika's powers here, and Viola gives us kind of a little breakdown of how it works.
So cool. What a cool devil fruit.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder if there's other devil fruits similar to it with different materials.
I
Yeah, we
kind of
haven't
feel
really
like
seen anything like this.
Crocodile might be a little similar
Yeah, I can
because I
see
feel
that.
Crocodile
Okay.
could like control
see.
other sand outside of his body because he obviously wasn't the whole desert, but he was able to like war ones like in the desert. So
But he
And he was
couldn't
able to
really
like transport himself through it too.
but he couldn't like transform into like a giant sand golem.
no, but his body could turn to sand, but like he also had the ability to control other sand. That wasn't just like his body.
Yeah, that's true.
I see what you're saying, Evan, though. He never like collected a bunch of sand to like
Build a
to
giant.
increase his
Right.
own mass and size.
Right.
He just manipulated a large amount of sand outside of himself. And I see that distinction.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although I guess we don't know if Pika is like still Pika inside of this thing or if he's become this thing.
Yeah, that's also not super clear here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Either way, looks incredible, and what a menacing ability.
Yeah, I don't think we have confirmation if it's a Logia or a Paramithia type.
Yeah, it does seem to kind of like warp the line, doesn't it? A little bit.
Sometimes they do. Sometimes they
Yeah,
aren't super clear.
it's very cool.
But yeah, he could take stone and he could like put it into his mass, and he can also like move stone around.
Yeah,
But,
wild to just grab the walls and collapse them in on each other like that. Like
yeah, that's pretty crazy.
wild. Yes, dude's literally in his element.
And what do we think of Lucy's new fighting style?
This is so sweet. Again, love seeing like the use of hockey with non-devil fruit users too, like stepping up and becoming super
Hmm.
powerful. And with Lucy, yeah, we see the armament hockey and Dragon Claw. I wonder if that's significant, specifically the dragon part, because we don't really know his past.
Yeah.
Or who his allies might be, or who he's been learning or working under. He clearly has had some sort of guidance to be this well armed in the hockey.
Do you have any guesses as to who he's been working with?
Well, we don't have much, but the fact that he's using Dragon Claw makes me think maybe Dragon, like maybe he joined the Resistance, and like I feel like that would check out with kind of like his backstory.
Okay.
Maybe joins the Resistance and trains under Dragon and learns hockey. We don't have much to go off of. We also see a scar over his left eye and some pretty impressive hockey. Or it looks kind of like a scar on his left eye.
Trying to see if there's a certain panel.
There's a couple. There's like some like I've noticed it in multiple panels.
Okay, I see it here. It's like the one underneath where he's hitting the elbow with the arm hockey.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I didn't even
Oh, I
notice
see
that.
it now. Yeah.
And on the
Yeah.
next page and on previous panels when we've seen him, I feel like it looks like there's something like a scar on his left eye.
Yeah, it's just funny because like
Yeah,
all the panels I was looking at beforehand, after you mentioned it, like it was like that eye was cut out. So like, all right, well, where's the one that actually shows that eye? But yeah, there was also another character that he was interacting with when they first got here. I don't know if you remember which character that was.
That Lucy was interacting with?
Yeah, he was speaking to them on the transponder snail.
Oh yeah. No, it was shoot. Was it somebody working for Dragon? Or was it somebody working for Kaido?
Yeah, it was Koala.
Koala,
Hmm.
who we know works for
Yeah, she had joined the Revolutionary Army.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so maybe this isn't a new. This is a continuation of a previous theory.
Well, I mean, it wasn't confirmed that I don't think it was necessarily confirmed that this character was part of the Revolutionary Army, but he seems to have some kind of ties to the Middle East.
Okay.
He is working closely with somebody from the Revolutionary Army.
Okay, yeah. So this all checks out.
He could be to the Revolutionary Army what Law is to the Straw Hats, for all we
They
know.
have like an alliance or something.
True.
Or,
Very interesting. But Dragon Claw,
that's pretty cool.
Revolutionary Army. Tell me that's a coincidence. Maybe.
I also love the fact that in the new world with all these like insane fighting styles and cool weapons and like especially like in like the Coliseum where we've seen all these people with like this souped up equipment at certain points or just crazy powers. It's just his fist and a pipe.
Yeah.
It's just so simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
But he shows he's got some serious strength here because he stops the elbow and breaks the armor. And Burgess is not very happy about that. But yeah, he shows he can go toe to toe with Burgess here.
Mm-hmm.
And breaks
Hand to elbow.
Diamante's sword with his pole.
Oh, yeah.
So now Diamante's sword is only incredibly long and not outrageously long.
You cut it down to size.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Cavendish goes through the same treatment that the last group went through. So
Woof.
we get a little bit more of like this process. We see like kind of like what happens when they get turned into the toy. So it's actually Sugar who is giving them the rules that they have to obey,
Mhm.
and basically takes away their free will and puts them into forced labor.
Yeah.
It's very Isaac Asimov, 3 Laws of Robotics.
Yeah, it is.
Hmm. Yeah.
We also
The
see
interesting thing.
Trimble more up close, and he's kind of a creepy looking creature.
Uh,
I also just noticed that he's chained up. He's got chains on his ankles.
Oh yeah.
oh yeah.
I wonder what that's about.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I agree with Sugar in her reaction to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Gross, die.
Yeah, I love that. They got two boogers, two hanging ropes.
Pretty gross.
Why? The thing that I find interesting about the terms of this contract is that we have seen the soldier harming humans,
Yeah.
or at least hurting them. Hurt versus harm, who knows? But it makes you wonder if there's some way out of the terms.
Yeah, I mean, Toy Soldier definitely figured it out. It also makes me wonder, like, if Toy Soldier was in a gladiator, like, how does that work? Like, because
Oh, true.
not only would he be breaking the law, but he'd be breaking the law very publicly.
That's a good point.
Yeah, and he doesn't seem to be obeying the family orders. So there's definitely something different about him. He's got his own free will still. And he's
He
able
does,
to,
yeah, he does seem unique.
or maybe it's like only some of them have to go through this because we did see there are other toys that are living with their family, like Milo, like was just with his family.
Right.
So maybe there's just certain toys that aren't bound to these rules. But maybe when these like people that they specifically want like a working force, maybe like think, oh, we need more workers down here. Say, we'll just take the people that lost from the Coliseum, we'll just throw them into here. But not necessarily every person that gets turned into a toy has to go through this process to obey these rules.
Change the contract.
Yeah, it could be something they streamlined over time in their hostile
Yeah.
corporate takeover.
But then we get like Cavendish's internal thoughts about how he's like horrified that he can't do anything but obey these orders. He can't stop his body, and he can't feel his normal body, and he has to just keep moving and start doing what he's told.
Yeah. Pretty awful, pretty unsettling seeing it in real time this time.
Yeah. And we get some of the other previous people that we've seen before. We see the toys that they are, and that they're also having their thoughts.
Yeah.
Oh, I just noticed here. It looks like a horse dog kind of thing. This one is Hack.
Yes.
When he says, "If only I'd known there was such a port down here. If I could just call, Koala's waiting for my intel." So we just mentioned Koala, how she's part of the Revolutionary Army. So it also seems like she has some kind of contact with Hack.
Very interesting. I love in the next scene, Usopp and Robin spying, and we see Robin just generate her eyes on the
Yep.
wall.
Mhm.
So cool.
And I love like Usopp like peeking out from the side of the wall, just his nose and the brim of his hat, and he kind of
Yeah.
turns.
Yeah, the nose in the hat. So
Yep.
good.
Yeah. So we see Sugar has sort of like a weakness or a habit that they can exploit because they see that she loves grapes. So they're aware of this. Like every time we've seen Sugar, she's been eating grapes. She eats a lot
It's
of
true.
grapes. So
Yeah.
like, hey, let's put this Tata Babasco sauce into this grape. So this is their plan. They're going to put this super hot
Ugh.
sauce into this grape and put it in there so Sugar eats it.
Spicy grape is the plan, guys. Really? You think this is gonna work?
Do you think it's going to work?
I don't know. We haven't had any proof that this would work or that this poor little girl eating a spicy grape is gonna make this all of the toys and all of Dressrosa turn back into humans. Like that seems I don't know.
That sounds like we got a
We have no
doubter
proof it
over
won't.
here.
Yeah.
So he's not believing in the plan.
It's a
I
tough of
mean
a Babasco hater.
I mean spicy grape is much nicer than murder the little girl plan.
Yeah.
So I'm here for that part of it. But I don't know. There's like they don't seem to have any proof that this is gonna work, and they're staking everything on it. Like you said, they don't really have much other choice, and I get that, but it seems pretty risky.
Yeah, this is where we're gonna leave it. And we know the game plan. Now we just have to see how it plays out.
I hope spicy grape works.
Well, we'll have to find out another time because that's the end of the chapter.
Man, the next one's gonna be a banger, huh?
Mhm.
I feel like this was a lot of table setting, a lot of like getting ready for the big Coliseum final. It's like just kicking off.
You know that when they put 11 chapters in the volume, they're gonna end on a crazy note.
Yeah, this one's gonna be it's gonna be a banger.
Yeah,
I
and
can feel it.
yeah, and I was just talking about how like they tried to put as many chapters into these volumes like a few volumes ago.
Yeah.
Oops. Sorry, guys.
But did that
I
one have
just
12
snapped and I had
chapters?
to.
Did
What?
did volume 70 have 12 chapters?
That one was 12, and that is what he said he's not gonna do again.
Yeah, yeah. So I think 11's kind of like the standard.
Yeah.
All right. So any closing thoughts for the chapter or the volume as a whole so far?
I think shit's
Fujitora is
just
the
about to go
man.
down.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
so I
shit's
could,
about to go down.
uh,
We've done so much table like Evan was saying, there was so much table setting, and I feel like we're about to reach critical mass.
Yeah, something's got to give soon.
it does feel like the pressure is building, like the pot is boiling. It feels
Yeah.
like something's going to happen soon, like something big. We don't know exactly if it's going to be a good big or a bad big.
Yeah, but the stakes keep rising and everyone's sort of coalescing into, one spot heading towards like the factory Coliseum area. So I'm sure things will come to a head.
Yeah, so I mean, we're definitely in a good spot where we have like all these moving pieces. Some interesting conversations took place. Yeah, we're moving along with the Coliseum. So we had the wrap up of the block. So it's fun to get into the last round to see how this is finally going to play out. Not sure exactly how many chapters are left of that, but it is exciting to be at the stage now where we're at the end game of the tournament. But then we also like have like Luffy's group going after Doflamingo, and Law is still incapacitated there. Frankie's holding down the fort for the House of Toys, and then we have like Usopp and Robin doing their infiltration. And like again, they have like a big part here where they have to try to stop Sugar. So it's all very exciting, and yeah, I can't wait to get to the next part to see how some of it starts to play out.
Yeah, it's going to be epic. I feel like Lucy seems to not be a devil fruit user. So
Hmm.
to be taking on three very powerful devil fruit users is going to be quite the daunting task, I would imagine.
Only fighting two Devil Fruit users.
Yeah, Diamante and Barto, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And
because
Burgess isn't a devil fruit user? I
now
guess not.
because
Not that we know of.
yeah, Blackbeard
That's right.
wants to give the fruit to Burgess so that way he can have his own ace.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, and Rebecca, yeah, also wants the flame point fruit for herself to take on Doflamingo.
Hell yeah. Oh, this is gonna be epic.
Yeah. Any predictions for who's gonna win?
I mean, I definitely can see a Lucy Rebecca tag team going on. I don't know. I feel like the fruit's got to get eaten before the fight's over. I think someone eats the fruit before the battle ends.
Okay.
Because why?
So
I don't know.
so then who do you think is actually going to win, even if somebody else eats the fruit?
I think Lucy
Any
eats it.
guesses?
I think Lucy's gonna eat it.
Think so? Do you think he's gonna win too, or do you
Yeah.
think he's just gonna get the fruit?
Ooh. I don't know. Because he
'Cause,
might.
like,
Because
somebody
just
else could
getting the
win.
fruit.
Somebody else could
Yeah, this is
win and
true.
also give the fruit to somebody else.
Right.
If you don't have any guesses, that's fine. I just wanna know if you
Or
had any,
maybe
like.
maybe Sabo or sorry, Lucy wins and still gives the fruit to or offers the fruit to Luffy,
Okay, and
and
then Luffy can decide what to do with it.
Luffy can decide to do it. He might give it right back to Lucy, or I don't know. I'm just spitballing here
Yeah, that's fine.
because, like, I don't know. I don't think like Rebecca's plans align with Luffy's, so I think if Luffy gets it and uses the fruit to his will, it's still honoring Rebecca's plans and will.
Yeah,
They're kind of aligned in that sense. They both want to take down Dofi.
okay.
Um, yeah.
Alright, well, that will conclude this week's episode of the We Are Reading One Piece podcast. You can find this episode wherever podcasts are found at We're Reading One Piece podcast.buzzsprout.com or on the YouTube channel at We're Reading One Piece. This is a spoiler-free channel up to where we record the podcast, so if you're new to the series, you can visit the channel there. You can also find me and this podcast on my YouTube channel at Part King Codex for more One Piece content. If you have any questions, comments, or feedback, you can reach us at wearereadingonepiece@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from listeners if you're enjoying the show, or if you have any suggestions on how we can make it better, let us know. Next episode, we'll be finishing Volume 74, Ever at Your Side. I've been Joel, and I've been joined by Evan
Thanks for listening.
and Cody.
Tata Baba Basco believers, lock in. I'm in. I
Here,
believe.
here we go.
Assemble!
The strongest.
Spicy grape.
All right, well, be sure to bring along all your hopes and dreams, and we'll see you on the next episode.